A few weeks ago, we sailed from São Vicente to Santiago Island. We continued down the coast to Cidada Velha. But wait, let's go back. I wanted to see the city high in the mountains called Assomada. So let's step back in time a little. Here we are, anchored in front of the village of Ribeira de Barca. I was not so sure about my anchor placement, so I went for a look, and also saw that Galapan needed a good scrub. Down below, I saw where my anchor was and why it was not holding. So I dove down, and with the pull of the boat, I was able to position it little by little in sand just a few meters back. Now I can sleep soundly and leave Galapan alone. I had to upload an episode of Voyage. Here they offer free Wi-Fi, but it was just too slow. And I did not have any more credit on my phone or any money to buy some. So I had to make the trip to the city of Assomada, where there were cash machines and a phone office where I could buy more data. As it were, it was Carnival. From a distance, I saw this group with a very familiar sight to me. Can you see it? Well, if you're Swiss, like me, you'll have quickly recognized our white cross on red. Now, what was it doing there? I'm not so sure, but it seems like it has something to do with the Red Cross, some kind of tribute. But I had more pressing issues to deal with, so I came here.
So here I am trying to load up the video in this bar in Assomada. And it's pretty noisy here, so I don't think you can hear me. Let's hope it works.
It did work. I did upload my episode. And then I got into the shared taxi loaded with other passengers. I have been told that only women wear bandanas here. I'll have to change my style. The ladies back in Ribeira de Barca had been making fun of me and said I looked ridiculous. After a quick visit at Virginia and Mirko's house, he offered to bring me back to my boat. So kind, and just so you know, I would give him something for gas. A few days later, on a clear day, we decided to go back to Assomada. There was a place that was significant for me.
We're at the Casa de 13 de Janeiro, Dia de Democracia in Cape Verde. In other words,
this is 13th of January Plaza, to honor the Day of Democracy in Cape Verde. And it's my birthday. That's the significance. So I had to be there. Assomada is the agricultural capital of Santiago, but it seems like it's also booming in construction and development. Since it's high in the mountains, the climate here is cooler. We thought this was the food market, but there were other things for sale here. These ladies sold tobacco snuff, as well as other types of medicines and voodoo stuff. We bought 2 bags of snuff to bring back to our lady friends of Ribeira de Barca. I also bought a piece of rock salt for good fortune on Galapan. I found the perfect background to go with Natasha's innocent image. Believe me, she's not innocent.
I like this little bar. This is where I uploaded my video a couple days ago. It's nice and cool and fresh and dark. Yeah, great bottled Coca-Cola and grog.
Yes, they serve genuine Coca-Cola in glass bottles. Besides grog, that's my choice of drink in Africa. Keeps my inside safe and disinfected. Because I'm gonna eat street food like this delicious Cape Verdean sausage called linguiça. My rule with street food is to go to the popular places where there is lots of turnaround. and eat well-cooked food, preferably burnt. As I've said before, Natasha's tastes are champagne and caviar, where mine are more like linguiça and grog. I've been in the finest restaurants in Europe and still prefer street food. And then, there's nothing that attracts attention like the drone. I'm getting a little better at flying it, and here was the perfect place. Okay, now let's go back to Cidada Velha, where we found a surprisingly fantastic anchorage. It's almost too good to be true. No swell, protection from the wind, close to town. Now I just have to double check the anchor. I believe it's sand, but since it's often black sand, you can never be sure if the anchor is holding. Well, it's definitely holding here. Good solid mantis is buried. It's not going anywhere. What is going somewhere are all these shells. Fish are gonna love this fallout. And just behind us was this little cave, so we had to have a look. I think I'll be coming back here. Another thing to think about when at anchor is how to get to land. Where to beach your dinghy? Well, here seems to do the trick. There's a spot protected by rocks with a patch of sand and a post to tie up. Now I just have to ask permission from the staff.
Well, just spoke to some very nice people working at the restaurant, hotel place here. They're closed today, but I just asked them if it was okay, if we could leave the dinghy there, if it doesn't cause any problems, and just to say hi and to make yourself known and as friendly as possible. It looks like a little hotel cabana here. Wow, look at. Well, I gotta say that this anchorage here has got to be one of the calmest, coolest anchorages in
I apologize for the wind noise, it really bugs me. I just took my GoPro with me to film. And here, I basically ramble on about how great the anchorage is, which I already told you about. But I'll tell you again, this is one of the best, if not the best anchorage in Cape Verde. And great anchorages are hard to find in Cape Verde. But check this out. I'm walking down centuries of history. This is the oldest European settlement in sub-Saharan Africa. Dates back to the middle of the 17th century. This is a monument to the ugly past of colonization and dominance, as well as this.
And there's a cash machine here.
But it's essential to have a bank machine at hand to enhance the anchoring experience. Natasha met up with Anton. She talks about herself in the third person. Listen.
This is Janice that came to visit from Praia.
Me, I invited my friend Janice. We wanted to take some pictures. If I could open a business here, it would be a talent and modeling agency. Cape Verde has to have the most attractive people in the world. Unfortunately, Janice was seasick, so I brought her back to shore. The reason the Portuguese settled here was for the safe harbor. and this fertile valley, which produce food and beautiful people like Elvia here, who has the most stunning green eyes. This valley or canyon was greener before when there was more water, but this is pretty green for Cape Verde, which is often arid and dry.
Well, I crashed my drone again. I get confused when I fly it towards me. You have to, controllers are up. Backwards in a way, reversed, mirrored, and I got too close to this palm tree, and instead of going backwards I went a little forward and boom, hit the tree, and there it is. So since I have the other drone that I crashed, I have some spare parts, and hopefully I can put this one back up in the air. Let's cross our fingers. But the hazards of being a YouTuber and trying to do great shots and doing the drone thing, man. It's a whole other discipline to be a pilot than to be a simple sailor. So be it. It's beautiful here, man.
Well, that's drone 2 I've crashed. That was total pilot error. Maybe I'm just not made to fly. Then I walk up to these 4 women. They're sisters that have gathered bags of forage for their livestock and coconuts. I asked them if I could take a picture, and one of them said, $2. I gave them all the change I had, which was more than that. They were genuinely grateful and fun. Cape Verdean women are not just beautiful, they're strong and courageous. I have so much respect for them. Back in town, I'm walking down the Rua Banana, the oldest European street in Africa. Which leads me to the center of town, then to the store, which is also conveniently a bar, where I can drown my drone sorrows. Bah, tomorrow's another day.